So it's not about the title. A positioned man is willing to do the work. A positioned man is willing to get dirty. The elders in the old days were the priests. The priests had to get dirty. They didn't wear gaiters. Nice shoes. Your gaiters get messed up when you're trying to drag this big old bull. And you got to bleed them. You got to kill them. And you know what happens when you kill them? All of their bodily fluids and functions release. Get all over the place. So you got blood and mess all over you. And then you got to drag them and put them up on this altar. You got to wrestle with him to kill him because he don't want to die. We need some people who are willing to die. We need men who are willing to die. The front row in the army ain't the best place to be. That's where you suffer the most casualties. You still want to be on the front row? Well, when it comes to handing out accolades, I do, but bothers me. Well, you know, they didn't get the sick and shut-in list out. So I guess ain't nobody sick and shut in. I guess I go on home. Can't stand that kind of stuff. No, you go ask. Is there anybody on the shut-in list, the healing and recovery list? Yeah, I got other things to do. Yeah, I got babies that I need to get home out of the sunlight, but there's people that need to be visited. You know she's sick. She was sick last month when you went to see her. You didn't see her at church today, so she's probably still sick. You know where she lives. You know her number. And I'm just talking about me. I'm talking about the work. I'm just talking about the work. I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes or anything like that, and I'm not talking to anybody in specific. So please don't be offended, brothers. But if you're offended, then it's probably the one with the problem. You probably need to be offended. Because it's that offense that'll set you free. Telling the truth. What would Jesus do? He didn't wait for no list. He just went. The thing I like about Jesus, he didn't have to coerce people to follow him. He just went. You coming? And the men followed Jesus. Wise men follow Jesus. They didn't have to market it to them. They didn't have to trick them. Use fancy words to describe our men's prayer fellowship that we do every third Saturday. Those we got to trick them to come on out, to come and pray with us. Well, when you call it prayer, I can pray at home. Sure you can. It's just me talking. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I'm just keeping it real. Jesus is the way. He's not the way. He's not a way. He's the way. He's not a truth. He's the truth. So I'm just going to tell the truth. Because it's the truth that will set you free. Nehemiah had a mind to position men in a place where they could be most effective. He positioned them in a place, and then he gave them a job to do. He gave them an assignment to do. It's nothing worse than hearing that you're supposed to be this and you're supposed to be that without nobody ever telling you, showing you how to do it, and then to assigning you to the position so that you can do what it is they're telling you you need to do. supposed to be the high priest of your home. Half of us don't even know what that means. And many of us can't even find a scripture that says that. But we hear it all the time as it relates to men. You're supposed to be the high priest. Those brothers who are transparent enough will come to me and say, Brother Chuck, what does that mean? And then I'm able to tell them, well, you got to lead your family in prayer. You got to lead them in studying the Word. Don't take much to set your family aside for an hour a week to crack open the Bible and just read the Word. You don't have to exegete the text. You don't need to pull out the concordance. You just need to read the Word. That's how you start. You don't have to be an elder, a minister, or anything like that. You don't need a lexicon and a Vine's expository. You don't just bring out the Word. And spend that time leading your family in studying the Word. Lead them in prayer. Lead them to church. Don't send them to church. You should be the first one in the car, ready to go. Because you're setting an example for your children. Proverbs said that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That's not just a financial inheritance. It's not just some piece of property. You got to leave them a spiritual legacy that they can follow so that when they're old, they won't depart far from it. It's up to you to plant the seed. You have to plant the seed, and then you have to cultivate the seed. If you want to harvest, and it takes work of a positioned man. You at happy hour. We should be at holy hour. Out of position. Out of position.